So, Doug, I'm not sure where he's at. There he is. You really inspired me because you cracked a couple of jokes about all the paper, and you told me the other day to speak from the heart. So that's what I plan on doing. So I found a way to pour my heart into my iPhone, so occasionally I'll be referencing it just in case. But for those who don't know me, as I look at most of the faces, I feel like I've met just about all of y'all, maybe 2 or 3 I'm missing. But I'm Carlos, as close family in which you all are now. Many know me as Junior, Carlos Jr. And I'm Jason's older brother by 3 years and 8 days. So that means I kick harder, I run faster. So come Sunday, I'm not sure how the draft or the kickball is going to work out, but if you want to win, make sure you remember what I'm saying. I'm ready. But I want to start by fixing my mic. Here we go. I want to take a moment to congratulate the parents of Jason and Monica, because, I mean, all of your hard work, all of your late nights, all of your money has paid off, because here we are celebrating the marriage of 2 amazing people. We'll do a subtle quiet clap because there's a lot of opportunities for clapping in my speech. But tonight is about Jason and Monica, so I'm really going to try to make this brief. As I'm a compost, I'm one who struggles with storytelling, and I'm pretty soft-spoken, but we'll give it a shot. So there's going to be 3 key themes in what I talk about. Understanding quality, seeing potential, and developing confidence. So to begin, I often hear stories of how siblings cry or they get upset when another child joins the family. That was far from my experience, because although I have vivid memories of my childhood, thankfully pre-iPhone, our dad took thousands of photos and videos. He even printed a few out. We'll pass those around later. But from the bottom of my heart, Dad, thank you. Or as we know him, Papa, thank you for the photos and videos, the VHS tapes, the DVDs, the CDs. There's so much content that we have. So thank you so much. And many of those photos and videos validate something that I know is a fact. That Jason, I loved you before you could even walk or talk. I knew that we were going to be best friends. And I was excited. You'll see in the photos. So I have a couple of stories from my youth that I want to share. Some shorter than others, some a little long. On how you've just always inspired me. But first, Lincoln talked about Chicago and Lollapalooza, if I'm saying it right. There's something I have to correct. Because when our squad of some of the greatest men descended upon Chicago, amen, all right, we found our way, we're here. There was a night where me and Jason, we were actually laying back rooftop. It was 4 a.m. We had just not gone to sleep yet. I think it was about 4 or 5 a.m. or so, and we were talking about life. And at one point I looked at Jason and I said, Jason, isn't it crazy? I can't recall a single time where we ever had tension or fought or got in a big disagreement. And you looked at me and you took a thought for a moment and you said, you're right, I don't think we've ever fought. And I'm sorry to tell you today that I was wrong about that, because I shared that story with Papa, and he had a story to share with me, and it goes a little something like this. You were obviously very guilty of pass interference, some aggressive holding, along with a handful of other penalties in one of our historic backyard, front yard football games where we would play one-on-one. Papa was all-time quarterback. And he told me, Junior, you got rightfully upset. I'm like, tell me more. He said that I shoved you to the ground. And as a father, he said, all right, I'm not going to intervene yet. See how this plays out. And he said he saw a wall of tears about to come out. But before one tear came out, I immediately went over, picked you up, apologized, gave you a hug, and proceeded to kick your ass in that football game. But that last part, that's a least how I remember it. That one game wasn't on tape, so we'll just say I really kicked your ass in one. So, you see, we couldn't recall or remember any fighting because we simply just loved each other too much. And we never would ever let it get in the way of a good competition, but ultimately the growth of the two of us. So outside of football, our father armed us with boxing gloves, Nerf guns, basketballs, baseballs, and even if we didn't have any of those things, we'd flip quarters, jump, race, make up our own sports and games. That's why we have the UFC and the XFL tried. And, sports and competition's always been a huge part of our life. It's really what helped shape me and you. So I look at you, Papa, and just say thank you for sports, because we loved it. So let's get into that first story. Understanding quality. Our main sport was tennis, and I enjoy reading. And Andre Agassi, one of my favorite tennis players, once said, tennis is the loneliest sport. Just you and your mind. That's kind of true, but not for me or you, because we were local legends throughout Texas. Because we played doubles together. We were always having a good time. We took home trophies, not quite as big as the one Doug got tonight, but we took home trophies, collections, every single weekend just about. And I remember, this is where I saw at a very young age a key characteristic develop in Jason. So when the tournament director would shake Jason's hand and hand him the trophy, the first thing that Jason would do, he would evaluate the height, he would feel the weight, and then my favorite part, you ready for it? He'd put his thumb on the little tennis man with a racket and try to push it. And immediately he would go, wow, it's a cheap one. Or he would look at Al Theodore, that's one for you, and say, hey, this is high quality. Watch him, he really pushed him. He's gonna break it this time. Someone over there with second place, and Jason's over here trying to break first place trophy. But I always loved it because there wasn't ever any hesitation in your feedback. You'd let the tournament director know whether it was quality or not. And you would do this not just in your hometown, throughout Texas. We'd be out in the hill country, Edinburgh, some of those from Texas, and sometimes I'd be like, those country boys aren't going to like you breaking their plastic trophies, right? Telling them it was a cheap, low-quality trophy. And I look at you, Roxanne, and say thank you, because I feel like somewhere there's a closet, a trunk, storage unit, open out a landfill of all kinds of plastic and metal trophies that me and Jason collected in our youth. But really, it's just that Jason, at a very young age, began to really understand quality and how to look for it. So now I look at you, Monica, and I let you know that obviously you can see your ring throughout y'all's life together. Whether it's a gift, Jason knows how to look for quality, and he's always going to provide for you. Because he's always had that high for quality at a very young age. So moving on, seeing potential. Moving on, we were in high school, and remember, I'm 3 years older, 8 days, 20 hours, 40 minutes, or something like that, which meant I was the first one to get a car. It was a 1998 green Mustang, automatic. I blame you, Papa, I never taught me stick, but it was a cool car. And Jason, I won't forget the first time I was allowed to drive on the highway to come pick you up. You remember what you said to me? I'll tell you. Jason jumped in my car, hookah shells, long spiked hair. You know the look, sleeveless Abercrombie shirt, maybe a little spray-on tan. I don't remember. It was the late 90s or 1000s or something, I forget. But he looked me dead in the eye, and he said, brother, we are no longer foot soldiers. We are mobile. And I'm taking that in, and he looks at me, and he goes, Junior, do you know what this means for us? And I'm like, I got a car, some JBL subs in the back, what else am I missing here? He's like, you can take us anywhere, anytime. Jason, you've always helped me. Take a breath, I'm emotional. Yeah, but just expand my worldviews and see the bigger potential in any situation. And you do that with extreme excitement and energy, which hearing Molly talk earlier and everyone else, that excitement, that Jason filter lens, it's real. And it's always the positive potential, right? In any situation. So looking at you, Monica, Jason's always going to support you in any situation, whether personally, professionally. And he's going to make sure that you see that grand potential in anything that you undertake, promise you. So, final story here. Developing confidence. So moving on to college, I came to visit you at Texas Tech. What do we do? Raiders? Guns up, baby, right? And remember, I got Jason by 3 years, 8 days, and a couple other hours and minutes. So Jason, when I went to visit him in Lubbock, Texas Tech, he was very quick to point out, hey brother, you can buy us alcohol. And as the older brother who's got to be more mature and responsible, I was like, you're right. So we went to a club, a bar that night. Our squad was 4-6 deep. JD may have even been there. I don't know. I don't remember, but we'll get there. Probably so. And probably hookah shells and everything like that. But Jason, he's always been so quick with the math, the decision making. So when we got to the bar, he said, Junior, go buy 12 shots of Grey Goose so that we can have enough to get started tonight. And I'm like, Jason, no way. I start doing my own kind of analytics, and I'm like, the bartender's not going to let me buy 12 shots of Grey Goose all by myself. I didn't know that yet. It's probably my first time in a bar with my license, but I'm like, my man, the bartender's going to ask a few questions like, are you all right to drive, or what? You want 12 shots of Grey Goose for yourself? And I'm like, you're going to know what I'm up to. And he looked at me in that Jason lens and said, relax, trust me, brother, it's going to work. So I hit him with one last rebuttal. I folded quick, but I said, even if he sells me 12 shots, how am I going to carry them back? And there was no hesitation, I swear. Jason literally looked at me and he said, easy. Just stack them on your forearms, carry them. Me, JD, we're going to confirm he was there, and a few others. We'll be behind the dance floor, behind that column, and you'll just walk with those 12 shots. Meet us over there. And he said, now go, you've got this. So I took a breath, and I proceeded to order 12 shots of Grey Goose. And then I walked like a little ballerina without spilling a single one over to our spot. And later I woke up on the floor of your apartment face down in front of the toilet. It was an amazing weekend, and ever since then, I'm a Texas Tech Raider, is that what we say? Okay? Guns up, baby. Guns up, baby, right? Because it was a hell of a weekend. So, Monica, any doubt, I'm talking to you, right, that if there's ever a time that you have a doubt, Jason's not going to let you think that for too long. He's going to let you know you can do anything. Even with 12 shots of Grey Goose and walk across the room like that. So, kind of in recap, I just want to, done with the funnies, get a little sentimental with you, is Jason, you've always showed me in youth and to this day that anything is possible if you believe in yourself. You showed me how to look for quality and greatness in anything that I do. More importantly, know when, if something's not great, something is not of quality in your life, it's okay to share that with who needs to hear it. You've always inspired me in all that I do in my life, brother. And if I don't say it enough, I love you with all my heart. And Monica, it's all of this greatness that everyone's been speaking about that Jason sees in you. And I knew you were special when I got that first phone call, when Jason began to tell me the story that many of us have read on the website, which is also just a work of art, high quality. And then when I met you, your kindness and the energy that you and Jason have created together as we hung out that day was absolutely amazing, not only to see, but to feel. And what an amazing story that the two of you are creating together. And thanks for letting us all be a part of it. So that intermission threw me off and my buzz is kind of gone. But if we could, may all the families and friends here tonight make a commitment to stay close and continue to inspire. It's only day 2, and create some amazing experiences together. Love you all.